Yo, what's happening, guys? Another builder here for you guys. Quick little Earth build. Um, I just wanted to try Earth, see what Earth was saying. I will be going back to a controller though. But yeah, I just wanted to see what Earth was saying because I was seeing a lot of people in zone chat and that saying that Earth's crap and all this stuff. So I wanted to see what it was like myself. If I'm being totally honest, so we did. I've been out for a couple of days now, and we've really tested the waters, and yeah, it's still pulling pretty good. So let's jump into it, shall we? So in terms of my DPS, I have Blast Adapter in my weapons. We've got Supercharged Entomb on my helmet. Obviously, we have Escalate Might. I've got Berserker, Penetrating Strikes, Restorative Epicenter. There's nothing really for the legs to have, so I just put that on there instead. Obviously, we got Max Damage, Tumbling Master. Obviously, I take the two cards, Strategist and Transformation, and then I take Quizlet. This is just my preference and my go-to in terms of my other trinkets. What we have the Alfred box, we have a Might and Precision trinket, we have the Supply Drop, and a Orbital Strike. In terms of my allies, we are running our standard Get Go. This is entirely optional, and it all depends on how you want to build. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. Earth is one of them powers where you could get away with running Soul Shard, Mercy, and a Quizlet and being a very, very effective pet build. Okay. So bear in mind, if you go the pet route option, you will pull some good damage. Probably, if not more damage than what I'm pulling. Okay. So take that into consideration that Mercy, Amazonian Matrix, and the Soul Shard with a Quizlet is very, very strong. Okay. That being said, this is my loadout. So what we're doing here is we're doing Debris Field. I do Unstoppable. This is also a supercharged generator, so we get our supercharges back a little bit quicker. We then take Rumble Crush, and I also take Crystal Golem, and then Jackhammer with Entomb. That is my loadout. Let me go to a different phase because everyone's busy. If this one's busy, we'll switch down to the lower one. All right, we're good. So let's jump into the rotation. In terms of the rotation, we go left to right. So obviously we do 1, 2, and then 3, and then we go straight into a jackhammer spam. And then as soon as that one's up, we go 3, 2, back into a jackhammer spam. And then I do 1, 2, and 3 again. Back into the jackhammer. And it's literally just rinse and repeat, dude. As you can see, we did a 3.6 mil. Get right in the mix here, so I'm hitting every ad. So I know I hit harder than that. So we hit about 3.84 mil, right? Give or take. So yeah, that's that loadout. I forgot to imprint my single target loadout, so I'm gonna have to do it on the fly here. So I would actually drop. You could go two ways with this. So if you wanted to run Quizlet still, you could drop the strategist card for the solar amp. But if you didn't want to do that, you could drop the Quizlet for the solar amp. These two options are very, very strong, and they're both very, very optional, and they're both very, very good. Okay. That being said, I will also put on Heat Vision and Sandblast. And this is my go-to. So I use Debris Field, Rubble Crush, Heat Vision, Sandblast, Crystal, Intune. The reason why I do this is because these are massive AoEs, plus they do a ton of DOT, right? Which is damage over time. For the people who don't understand what that means. But let's get into it. So this is the one with the two cards and the solar amp. And I'll show you what this one hits. So you can see we're doing about 1.3 mil, which isn't the best. It's not the best. Earth Might single target is really not the best anyway. There you go. We did a 1.9 mil. So a 1.9 mil, right, is what we just hit. That being said, if you didn't want to run strat and you wanted the trans and the solar amp and the quiz, you probably won't see as much damage as what you just saw, but in the bigger picture, technically you probably would get more damage out of it because you'll be using your superchargers and raids and stuff. So that being said, you know, got to take that into consideration. These all factor into place when you're in a raid. As you can see, we're already at 1.5 mil there. I think we do about 17, like 1.7, I think, with this. As you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, and then you do number 4, and then you hit number 2, 3, and then 4, and then it's rinse and repeat. There's a 1.6 mil. So yeah, take that into consideration. We're pulling a lot less, but you probably make up for it when you're dropping your supercharge. And the reason why is because when you put out the Quizlet supercharge, like if you read it here, using a 5,000 charge will deal minimum damage towards your primary target, hitting up to 7 additional targets. So if that boss has just spawned 10 ads, like you're gonna hit that boss plus 7 other targets for a lot of damage. So like you gotta take that into consideration. It's whatever you want to do. But in terms of loadout, that's probably what I would go to personally, myself. I don't think you could get much better than that. You probably could drop Debris if you wanted to get rid of Debris, and then you could run like Pebble Blast if you wanted to go a little bit more single target. I personally just like the fact that I can have that extra bit of AoE on the field at all times. Do you know what I mean? So that's that. In terms of my allies don't change. We're still the same 3 allies. In terms of how we spec, we don't really change. That's all the same. Let's go ahead and jump into the tank. So we've gone a bit caveman-y style here with the old tank. Trying to be a caveman over here. In terms of our weapon, we've got absorption adapter. In our helmet, we've got dash attack. I'll explain why we have that. I'm pretty sure if I take another helmet, you can always swap this out. No, you cannot. Well, you can if you're on a run on Entomb or something. But yeah, I take what I've got. Dash attack, because I actually use dash attack. I'm gonna explain tanking, and I'll tell you your other options, what you can have in this as well. So obviously I don't have a tank neck currently, just because I bought a load of gear and is what it is, you know. I can survive without having a tank neck. Like some people can't, but I can. So yeah, I'm just using my DPS tank. But for the tank, I would normally take the old fortified assault. That's exactly what I'd be taking in this situation. Yeah, and that's that. And then obviously the back and chest don't change because they're my OP pieces. I run them on my DPS. I mainly DPS from time to time, especially if I'm doing like league runs and stuff. I'm percentage of the time, unless I'm trolling, or healing. Yeah, I would be DPSing because the people in my league are just way better at tanking than what I am, you know. So I let them do that. But in terms of our legs, we take epicenter. So whenever we use our epicenter, it just gives us a little bit of heals back. You know, that's the only really leg mod what you've got to work with Earth, unfortunately. And then in our hands, we take regenerative shielding. This just means whenever I'm popping a shield, I'm getting a tiny bit of health back. So that's super nice. And then we take Tumbler Master. Obviously, I've explained this in the hater video. You know, we use it because of that. You know, that's not going to change. And yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of my artifacts, this is what I'm personally doing, which is Lasso, Mystic, and Everyman. Let's get into the loadout here, and I'll explain why. So we take Lasso. This allows me, with this artifact, to just grab a ton of ads and just pull them along, being tethered to a lasso. Plus, it also heals me. Earth's not got a lot of healing. Okay, it's not like fire, it's not like atomic, it's not like rage, where you can heal yourself very effectively. Running this artifact actually helps quite a lot, being Earth, because it gives us additional health back when we're tethered to people. So it's a really nice artifact for Earth. And then we take our epicenter, which is a 360 degrees pole. This is also going to work with our leg mod. And give us a little bit of health back whenever we use it every now and again, once it's off cooldowns and stuff. And then we take Gem Shield. I take Soothing Sands. And I take Hard Light Shield. And then I take Dash Attack. The reason why I take Soothing Sands, 2 reasons. One, it's a group immunity. It's a group breakout, so it's a group immunity. It prevents immunity to control effects and whatever else for the whole group. Up to 7 members, right? But the main reason why I take it is because it heals me. Okay, this gives me health. Whenever I pop this, it heals me for a percentage, and that's the only heal Earth really has, other than regenerative shielding, which is 2 shields. So with Lasso, I now have consistent heals coming in. We have healing from this, a heal from this, and a heal from this, right? So we got that little bit more healing coming at us, you could say. But yeah, in terms of like how this is normally, like obviously the lasso will just tether everyone and you can drag them around like no tomorrow. You've got a 360 degrees pole. You've got your tap melee into your gemstone to make it stronger. I've got a group breakout, what gives me health. I got a hard light shield, and then if I'm like, oh shit, I need to do that, I've got my dash attack, which is also immunity and a shield. Okay, it prevents all the damage coming at you. If you read here, dash attack, shield. In super speed mode, only dash forward at blinding speed, knocking down intervening enemies while preventing damage and control effects for a short amount of time. So it's a really, really nice ultimate, and it doesn't cost a lot. It's only like 2,500 ult. So it's a really, really cheap, effective way. See, now, if you don't want to run that, that's cool. You could just swap it out for jackhammer. Okay, this is another loadout here and there. Okay, we're gonna spice it up now. If you don't want to run that, and you just want to run lasso, that's cool. Got you covered. We drop jackhammer, and maybe you don't want to run jackhammer, right? Maybe you want to run brick, right? So you put on brick, and then you put on totem. Okay, this is another tank loadout. Boom. You know, you still got your pole. You still got a shield. You still got a group breakout. You got another shield to rotate. You've got brick, what also takes half of your damage, right? What's thrown at you. Plus this totem is doing damage. Plus it's healing brick. Okay, that's what it used to do. I don't know if it still does. Conjuring the totem damage and knock down nearby enemies. Any nearby golem, yeah, receive healing over time. So yeah, it heals brick. So you could go this route too. Could be an option. Let's keep them on there actually, because we're gonna get into the next one. So the next one is obviously if you're not running lasso, I recommend Manacles of Force with every man and mystic symbol of the 7. You know, and then I would say you could run this loadout, which is Earth and Grip, Gemstone Shield, which is a brick loadout, right? If you didn't want to run that, okay, you could throw back in Epicenter and then throw back in Jackhammer. That's another loadout. If you didn't want to run that, you could go back to Dash Attack. If you didn't want to run that, you could go to Pollen Bloom, Ferrophone Bloom. This is like, there's so many options what you can do, dude. Like Amazonian Deflection for another shield. Like there's so many options what you can do. It's entirely up to you how you want to build as a tank. Me personally, I just run this one, which is my lasso setup, which is Mesmerizing Lasso, Epicenter, Gemstone, Soothing Sands, Hard Light Shield, and Dash Attack. In terms of my allies will never change as a tank. I think this is and until they bring something a little bit more spicier and a little bit better, I think right now what we've got on the market, I think this is probably best in slot. And the reason why is Poison Ivy's great. People don't typically like her. I enjoy her. She's a free pole. Okay, so I can put her down and I can run off to the next ads. Like if it, like say I've got like a group of 20 ads and they kill like 10 of them, and I know that there's like 8 or 10 left what are gonna die within like a couple of like ticks, right? I can drop her. She'll take all the aggro because she'll pull all the enemies to her. Plus she'll put a DOT on them whilst doing this. Okay, so she's already pulled everyone in, created all that aggro, and then put a damage over time on them. You know, and by the time I've gone and got all the next ads, my group's there ready to kill these ads, right? Because I play with some really good players, so I think she's just nice to have. Just for that simple fact that she can pull everything other than bosses. She won't pull bosses, but she'll pull every kind of trash mob straight to her. And then she'll fucking explode and she'll put a load of poison on them. So I think she's just brilliant. I think she's way, way worth having, you know? And then obviously we take Superman for our inspiring breakout. This is a really, really solid tank artifact. I think this is well needed. I wouldn't say you need it, but I think it's nice to have, and I think every tank should run it because it's just nice. The fact that the shield goes around everybody in the raid, it's just worth, in my opinion. So obviously right now I've only gotten to 7. So whenever I use a group out breakout and it gives them the shield, they take 20% damage reduction. Okay. For 60, and then it's got a 60-second cooldown. So there is quite a long cooldown, but the further I get him up, once he's up at 10, I don't know what he actually goes to, but I mean, that damage reduction is just super nice. And then our last one is Exabyte Overdrive from Lex. The reason why I take this is just for the increased defense, really, and dominance and restro. I think having that is just always nice to have. Granted, it will only proc when you're below 50% health, but the chances of you dropping below 50% health is quite common. It happens more often than what you realize, especially in elite content and elite plus content. Elite content is hard. Elite plus content is even harder. So, I just feel like it's worth having this. It's just super nice to have. The breakout trade is also a nice one, what you could have as Lex. That one's not bad either, but that's if you're struggling for power. But realistically, I don't really struggle for power, so is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole shenanigan of Earth. I think it's still pretty good. I don't think it's as bad as what people have been making it out to be. I will be going gadgets, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be a thing. I'm a little bit bored of Hardlight, and the reason why I'm bored of Hardlight is because I'm always interrupted. I'm kind of tired of being interrupted. I love Hardlight. It's great. The Loadout, it's great. Does good damage. The controller Loadout is fantastic. But I'm just tired of being interrupted. I could sacrifice a little bit damage and maybe run Superman, in one of my support slots for my allies. That will prevent me from being interrupted. But I would lose too much damage. And just is what it is. So yeah, that's that. I hope you enjoy this Loadout. Feel free to comment, subscribe, give me a like. I also do stream on Twitch. So yeah, come check me out. Come have some fun. Come hang out. I appreciate you all. Have a good one. Take care. All the best. Caveman out. He looks ridiculous, doesn't he? Oh well. But yeah, that's Earth. That's Earth for you guys. Enjoy. Have a good one. Take care. All the best.